And joining us for more on this, Missouri Senator Josh Hawley. He's a Republican on the Homeland Security Committee. I know this is currently in the House, but it does affect the Republican Party writ large, Congress, and also ultimately everybody here in America. Do you want to see the changes that were made in this current proposal for reauthorization passed by the House so it can get over to you all?
Well, Dana, I think we've got to reform Section 702. I am not in favor of just renewing it without serious reforms. We have seen major abuses. Americans have been spied on. We know that the FBI improperly used the secret database 280,000 times. 280,000 times. So the idea that we would just re-up FISA, not make any changes. Here's the other thing, Dana, that scares me. Right now, private companies, the big tech companies, data brokers can sell your private information to the government under Section 702. That should not be allowed. We should ban that.
The Republicans that put this forward and worked on the bill say that they've addressed those abuses to try to make sure that that can't happen again to somebody like Donald Trump.
Yeah, unfortunately, they haven't addressed the abuses that I just named. For instance, the data brokers, these big tech companies that collect all this information from us when we're online, usually without our consent, they would still, under the House bill, have the ability to sell that information to the United States government without us knowing. We can't stop it. We can't do anything about it. Dana, that's not right. We need to protect the security, the privacy, the personal information of Americans.
And that's under 702?
Yes, yeah, that's under 702 currently.
It's been a while since I had to work on 702, and I don't remember. At that time, there wasn't a lot of big data going on, so I'm showing my age a little bit. Also wanted to ask you about this, because Secretary Mayorkas yesterday talked about how few Chinese migrants have been sent back to China if they were to be deported. In fact, this is what he said yesterday.
For the first time, I had an engagement with my counterpart from the People's Republic of China to ensure that China would begin to accept removal flights. And we actually did effect one flight most recently, the first time in a number of years.
It's pretty incredible. Let's put up the numbers here. Arrests of Chinese migrants at the border in fiscal year 2021, 342. And it goes up from there to, so far, in fiscal year 2024, 36,912. Well, one, we can imagine why they would want to leave China and come here. But now they won't even take their migrants back. What should we do about that?
You have 36,000, Dana, just in the last few months, and he's done one flight. I mean, one flight back? This is outrageous. I mean, we have had record numbers of known Chinese Communist Party members crossing the border, record numbers of people on the terrorist watch list crossing the border. And Alejandro Mayorkas says, you know, what? That he's not responsible, that there's nothing they can do. He's the reason. He and Joe Biden are the reasons. The border is open. They opened the border. They abused the asylum process. They threw open the parole process. These are their policies. They are responsible. That's why he should be impeached. That's the solution here. He needs to be impeached, and we need to close the border.
I assume that, obviously, he works for the president. The president says he's got confidence in him. I do wonder about whether you know, and whether you can share with us, if Mayorkas can't send them back or isn't sending them back, are we aware of where these migrants are in the country?
No, I don't think we are, Dana. That is the scary part. Tens of thousands of Chinese migrants, again, many of them members of the Chinese Communist Party. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands now, of people on the terrorist watch list. We don't know where they are. We have lost contact with many of them. Listen, we don't know where almost any of the people who cross the border are, because it's catch and release. The administration catches them, they release them into the interior of the country. Good luck. And what's happening? People are being killed, drugs are flooding our communities, terrorists are being picked up in places like Michigan and all the way over onto the East Coast. I mean, it is out of control, and it is because of Joe Biden.
Senator Josh Hawley, thanks for being on with us today.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.